Okay, so I talked about sellers wanting to stay past the close date. What if a buyer wants to move in before closing? Ooh, this is a good one. Yes. Okay. So a buyer has a buyer has written an offer either through a realtor or themselves. And they have asked you, the seller, to move all your furniture out before the funds are in your bank. What do you do? Is that something you should do? Well, that's an attorney question, not a realtor question. Attorneys will answer that question for you. But if you want the realtor's opinion of why you shouldn't do it, here it is. So, buyers all the time are having difficulty finding a house to purchase in the Spokane area. We have low inventory and the prices are jacked way up. Anyway, with that said, sometimes buyers come from out of town, the house is empty, the seller's in a new house, and they've decided to ask the seller if the buyer can move in before closing. Now, there's another insurance question there. The seller most likely will leave the insurance policy in place for the buyer. Could they ask the buyer to get an insurance policy? I'm sure they could. But the biggest reason, and kind of a scary reason, is so they move in and they figure out, I don't like this house. And they put a minimal amount down for escrow. So what do? I wouldn't. Personally, I wouldn't, because there's too much risk. Unless you really know these buyers are golden and you got $35,000 in the escrow account. I mean, there are situations, I understand that, but it's a pretty big risk. People are finicky sometimes, and you just never know what you don't know, So I don't suggest it. So ask me some questions. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think that a seller should leave a buyer in a house before they close? Could anything happen? Do deals go bye-bye? Yes, they do. For reasons beyond the control of either the listing agent or the buyer's agent, or, the buyer. We just don't know. Some stories I've heard of, the buyer gets laid off the day before closing. They're already in the house, and you as the seller are not going to get your money. How do you feel about that? I don't like that. Another situation, the house could burn down. Then you're not going to get your money because there's no bank in the world that's going to finance a house that's burnt down. Whoa. The buyer falls and did something really dumb in your house and you weren't there to monitor it. And can that insurance cover you? That's a good question for the insurance. But bottom line is always, always, always get attorney-client information. Find out from an attorney, what are my risks? What do you recommend? Don't ask your realtor, because the realtors, we show houses and write simple contracts and look out for everybody, but you still have to hire an attorney for legal questions. I hope that helps. The world is a beautiful place to live, and we've got this thing, okay? So let's do it and have a great day. April Moore with EXP.